My name is Anthony King. Many of you may remember me from the Blood Brothers series I did in the past, where I vlogged my journey as a walk-on at Eastern Michigan University to becoming an NFL superstar. Well, I'll update you on my story a little bit later, but for right now, we're gonna focus on my son, A2.
What up, y'all? I'm Anthony King Jr., and my dream is to become a superstar in the league, just like my pops. The problem is, I'm nowhere near as good as my dad was. As the son of a former football star, most would think I'd naturally be gifted with skills and athleticism, but nah, that's certainly not the case.
A2 is what I would consider talented but unathletic. Now, don't get me wrong, the potential is there, but we still got to put it all together. I always jokingly say he must have got his mama's genes because it ain't no way he got that from me.
My dad wants me to follow in his footsteps, but he doesn't understand that I just want to be my own man. And it doesn't help that my uncle was also in the league either. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for their help, but I want to be able to make decisions for myself. It's like I have no say-so in my own life, and no one seems to get it.
I get it. A2 doesn't want to live in my shadow, and I understand that. But what I need for him to understand is everything he's trying to do, I've already done. And as a father, it's my job to put him in a position to where he can succeed. So I've used some of my resources and connections to get him a spot on the roster at my alma mater, Michigan State.
Little Anthony does not want to go to Michigan State. I've tried to talk to his father about this on several different occasions, but I can only say so much. If A2 isn't going to speak up for himself, then there's only so much I can do.
I feel like knowing where you're going is just as important as knowing where you come from. So before we go any further, why don't we take a second and look back at A2's upbringing? That way you get a chance to know him a little better. I remember like it was yesterday. I was a sophomore at EMU when Amari told me she was pregnant. Man, I sat and stared at that test for hours in total disbelief. I knew my life was about to change, but I certainly didn't expect what happened next. After a huge fight with the new offensive coordinator, I was kicked off the team at EMU. Not only that, but my family turned their backs on me. Listen, I found myself broke and pretty much homeless. Luckily, Amari's parents allowed me to come stay with them, and her pops got me a job at this lumber yard. I'll admit, I was miserable, but I was doing what I had to do as a man. Through the help of my big bro, I decided to give football one last shot. I ended up walking onto the team at Michigan State, and well, let's just say I did my thing. NFL scouts had begun to take notice of my play, and everything seemed to be going in the right direction. Well, that was until our Week 9 game on the road versus Nebraska, where I would go down with a season-ending shoulder injury. As upset as I was about being away from the team, that injury actually turned out to be a major blessing because I was able to be with Amari for A2's birth and the following months after. I balled out my senior year and ended up getting drafted as the 9th pick in the second round. My dream of making it to the league was finally completed. Not only that, but I was also able to take care of my family. I moved us to this nice spot overlooking the city. Mari was a stay-at-home wife and A2 was in private school. I mean, things were going great. We spent the next 4 years in Carolina and I became one of the premier stars of the league. But when it came time for my new contract, they was being funny with the money, so I had no choice but to go re-sign somewhere else. That's when I made one of the best decisions of my career. I signed a max contract with the LA Rams.
My pop signing with the Rams and moving us here to LA was the worst thing that could have happened. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's good for him and his career, but to me, my life was so much better in North Carolina. My pops moved us into this dope-ass mansion. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a pool, a jacuzzi, a basketball court. I mean, this place has everything you could ask for. But even with all of that, it still don't feel like a home. And that's because the main piece was always missing. The LA Lights have a funny way of changing people. And unfortunately, I feel like my pops got lost in the sauce. Growing up, I saw that dude more on TV and social media than I did at home. And whenever he was at home, it was like he was a shell of himself. Always on the phone, always replying to emails, and always in meetings.
See, what my son didn't understand was my play on the field alone wasn't enough to sustain the type of lifestyle he and his mother are used to living. He heard about the big contracts and figured we were set for life, but no, there's always still more work that needs to be done. This big ass mansion, the driveway full of cars, the vacations, the 5-star restaurants and private schools, taxes, I mean, all that stuff costs money. I had to work just as hard off the field as I did on the field, and if that meant sacrificing a little time at home with the family, then so be it.
I hated the fact that he valued his career more than his family. And I'll be honest, a part of me began to resent my dad. I wanted him to feel the same pain that I felt, so whenever he tried to bond and spend time with me, I acted as if I didn't want to be bothered. So he would just go give his attention to my mom's, which ended up only causing me to resent her too. I figured out the only time my dad would prioritize me and put me first was when I was in trouble. So I started to become a problem for my teachers at school. It got so bad a few times my pops would have to leave practice just to come home and whoop my ass. I didn't mind those beatings though. I mean, it actually made me feel important.
A2 started to show out at school and around the house with his mom. Looking back, I see that was just a cry for attention, but I didn't realize that in the moment. I knew with me being away so often things would probably only get worse, so his mother and I decided it would be best if he went and stayed with my brother out in Vegas until the end of the season.
I'm sure y'all remember my Uncle Reggie from the Sports Central series. He was a quarterback in the league for several years and had just retired before I moved out there. Well, I ended up staying with him for the next 2 years. I went to school in Vegas and then I come back to LA for the summer. My granny also lives out there. So between her and my uncle, I always was taken care of. If I'm being honest, those was really the best times in my life. Man, I was pissed when my dad made me move back.
I hung up my cleats and retired from the league right before A2's freshman year in high school. Now, I felt like I had a little more left in the tank, but I knew this was a very important time in my son's life, so it was very important for me to be there. I made a promise to myself that I would put in the same amount of effort at being a father as I did at being an athlete. The transition was pretty rough at first, but now I think we're in a much better place. It was my plan to have A2 go to Inglewood High just like me and his uncle, but his mama wasn't having none of that. Y'all gotta remember, she was born and raised in Michigan, so when she hears Inglewood, all she thinks about is drugs and violence, and the Inglewood families. I kept trying to tell her it was really a beautiful city, and it can give A2 a lot of character, but nah, bruh, she wasn't going for it. Instead, I ended up spending $22,240 a year sending him to private school. I still don't even know the name of that place. They just came home one day, let me know that there was a large sum of money missing out of my account, and he was officially enrolled, so yeah, I just went with it. Now the next step was getting my shorty a car. I never got to drive to school, so I wanted to make sure his high school experience was a lot better than mine. His moms and I ended up getting him a Scat Pack. Now he's really lucky I love him because she really wanted to get his ass a Camry. Finally, football season was here, and to my surprise, they had my son on the freshman team. I thought maybe he was just joking when he told me, but nah. He was dead serious. Now, I didn't want to get too involved too early. I know that's usually the quickest way to make a kid lose interest. So his first 2 years of playing high school football, I sat back and let the coaches coach. Yeah, I was just a spectator. But as soon as I realized they didn't know what the hell they was talking about, I had to step in. In just 1 year of me training A2, he went from being a sophomore playing on a sophomore team to being a junior and suiting up varsity. We put in a lot of work this summer, and I think this year he's really going to have a breakout season. When I decided to start this series, it was to document my son's journey to the NFL, but never did I think at any point we would be no longer speaking. I mean, I never thought I'd be the kind of dad my own son would run from, but here I am. Looking back on my career, I didn't have someone there to push me and motivate me to be great. So once A2 was born, I promised to be there to provide guidance so he didn't have to make the same mistakes I made and to always push him to be the best. But now, I see maybe I pushed a bit too hard. Going into A2's senior year of high school, I was determined to make it the most memorable year yet, for myself and for my son. See, while I was playing in the league, I wasn't able to be around as much as I would have liked. So now that I was retired, it was my goal to make up for all that lost time. I mean, homecoming, parent-teacher conferences, weekends at the lake, you name it, I was there. Now, to most kids, having their pops around that much probably sounds amazing, but to a 17-year-old with a life of his own, it sounds like a punishment. Football season came around and I was excited. Hell, if I'm being honest, I was probably more excited than they too. We put in a lot of work that summer, so I was ready to see how he was going to perform. And to my surprise, he didn't do very well. I mean, don't get me wrong, he did his thing, but I expected so much more. And as much as I hate to admit it, I was kind of disappointed. A2 finished the season off being ranked as a 2-star prospect, and he had a handful of offers from a few D2 schools, but none of that even mattered because I already had things set up for him to join the team at Michigan State. See, I figured maybe he just redshirt his freshman year, put on some muscle and really learn the game. Then eventually the next year he could probably compete for the starting spot. Well, that was the plan I had for my son, but it wasn't until a heated argument at the end of the season that I found out he had a plan of his own.
I just don't want to go. I don't have any real connection to that school besides the fact that you went there a long ass time ago. You want me to follow your path so bad. You want me to be just like you. But I'm not you. I'm me. And I want to make my own decisions, man.
Man, you sound crazy as shit right now. You just so stupid. I'm trying to help your dumb ass.
I don't want your help.
All right, well, you know what? I'm gonna let your dumb ass crash out. And when you do, don't come looking for me to help either. After that argument, I was on 10. I felt like my son was not only being disrespectful, but also ungrateful. I decided that night to be completely done with the entire situation. Now, of course, Amari tried to get me to see things from A2's perspective, but my pride and ego just wouldn't allow it. The tension in the house was thick for the next few weeks. A2 and I barely spoke, and when we did, it was brief. I mean, we'd be in the same room and neither one of us would say a word. Well, National Signing Day came and we still weren't speaking, so I didn't even bother going. Although I definitely regret not being there for my son, I can honestly say I felt like he didn't want me to be there either. A2 ended up committing to Cerritos Community College, not far away from here in Norwalk. Now, his decision to go to a community college instead of Michigan State confused the hell out of me, but as you're about to see, he definitely knew what he was doing. Now, to this day, I can honestly say I don't know where my relationship with my son went wrong. I mean, yeah, I wasn't around as much as I should have been while he was growing up, but I was working. Yeah, I pushed him extremely hard, but I only wanted for him to succeed and be the best. And yeah, I tried to get him to go to Michigan State, but nah, it's a lot deeper than that. There's something that I did that's caused A2 to despise me, and I've been trying to figure out exactly what it is. But like I said before, it's been kind of hard because he won't talk to me. Dropping A2 off at college was emotional for the both of us. Other than the time he spent out in Vegas with my mom and my brother, this was the first time he was going to be alone. I could tell he was a bit afraid, and honestly, so was I. But all those issues we were having seemed to disappear that day, and a few days afterwards as well. We talked on the phone just about every day, and we seemed to be in a pretty good space. Well, that was up until the start of the football season. That's when A2 seemed to completely shut down. He just out of the blue stopped answering all my calls, but he still picked up for his mom. I didn't know what to make of the whole situation, so I just left it alone. But to my surprise, A2 had been switched from wide receiver to tight end. I was pissed that he didn't tell me. I mean, that's a huge deal, and I figured it would be something that he would have shared with me, but it became clear that he didn't want me to have anything to do with his football career. My son put in work at Cerritos. I can't even lie, at first I was upset and didn't even want to go to the game, mainly because the coaches moved him to tight end. I mean, I know to most of y'all at home watching it may not seem like that big of a deal, but in my head, all it meant was he'd never get the ball and would spend the entire game blocking. But to my surprise, it was the exact opposite. He became the go-to target in the offense, and he probably got the ball more than he would have had he stayed at receiver. A2 has always had the talent, but he never developed the skills and the footwork needed to be an elite wide receiver, but he's the perfect fit for a tight end. He dominated all season and ended up being selected as a first-team All-American in only his freshman year. At the end of the season, he received offers from several small 2- and 3-star Division I programs, but he eventually committed to ULM. Now, I have no idea why out of all the schools he chose to go play there, but I'm just happy he finally made it to the big leagues. Alright, so here we are, the first game of the season. ULM is at home taking on the FCS Southeast Pandas. Now, I've been trying to tell A2 how important it is for him to have a solid game because you only get one first impression. And I know that if he's able to prove to his quarterback early on that he's a reliable target, that'll be very beneficial for him in the long run. But of course, he ain't want to listen to me, so we just gonna let him do his thing. Now, this is his first Division I game, so I'm not gonna be too critical of his gameplay. I just really want to see what he's been working on. Now, I can't lie, here early on, I am pretty impressed. I mean, it seems like every play, the quarterback is at least looking A2's way. You know what I'm saying? That's all we want is a look. And every time he throw it to him, he seems to be making the catches. So that's about all you can ask for. Now, if there was one critique, I would probably say his route running. I mean, you probably notice that his routes are a little bit rounded off and not really as crisp and as sharp as they should be. But again, he isn't a traditional receiver. He's playing in the slot and he's coming off the line off as a tight end. So, hey, I guess that's kind of expected. Now, you got to stay on your feet right there, son. Yeah, man, fight for the extra yards. But here we are right inside the red zone. Let me see what they do with it. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Okay, yeah, that was a beautiful dart by the quarterback. I got to give it to him. Here we go. Next drive, 21-9. Okay, now you probably could have got at least 15 more feet in bounds. I don't know what, he must have lost track of his spacing, but okay, on the real, oh, he got to step on the defender on the wheel route. Take it home, son. Okay, yeah, that's what I like to see, man. My boy making plays happen on the wheel route. Got his first Division I touchdown. And of course, ULM will go ahead and take the win at home 35-9. Week number 2, they be back at home taking on the UAB Blazers. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think UAB stands for University of Alabama at Birmingham or something like that, bro. But this game should actually be a lot tougher than the first game because I mean, this is a tougher opponent, so I'm really excited to see how A2 and this ULM offense is going to perform versus some tougher competition. I mean, early on, they seem to be moving the ball pretty easily up the field, but hey, like I said, it's still early on. Okay, they got A2 on the flat route, way to pick up the first down, son. Okay, we inside that red zone. This is where you need to make plays. I don't know what route Buddy was running, bruh, but it seemed to work, man. First touchdown of the game. I can't complain, bruh. I can't complain about a touchdown, even though that route was ugly. And right there, he probably could have scored again if he would have caught the ball in stride. The quarterback threw it a little bit behind him, but it's all good. Coming over the middle, way to pick up the first down. Okay, yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing, bruh. Okay, we got the curl route. Let me see how you gonna run it. Okay. Hey, man, this quarterback got a cannon on him. I got to give it to him. Coming across the middle. I don't know why he acting like he's scared to get hit, man. You got to pick up that first down. Here we are inside the red zone. A2 got the flat. Oh, my goodness, bro. I am so impressed with General Booty, bro. He be throwing darts. And no, I'm not on no weird stuff. That's literally the quarterback's name, General Booty. But anyways, man, ULM was able to pick up the easy win at home, beating UAB 28-17, and A2 had a pretty solid game. Hey, man, it just got real. Yes, sir, it just got real, man. ULM is on the road, week 3, taking on the big bad Texas Longhorns. Now, this is the #1 team in the nation. I don't know about y'all, bro, but when I was playing, these are the games that got me excited. Like, I couldn't even sleep the night before these games. These big games when everybody in the world is going to be watching. Yeah, that meant it was time for me to take stage. Now, I kind of crept up on A2 before the game, and I told him, like, son, listen, man, it don't really matter if y'all win or lose this game. All that matters is that you have an amazing performance and get your name out there. But, of course, he wasn't trying to listen. He was all on some team first type stuff. And I can't blame him because I guess that is the way that we raised him. But, I mean, come on, bro. You got to be a little bit selfish and think about the bigger picture. Midway through the second quarter, I'll be real, bro. I'm pretty impressed, man. A2 is having a tremendous impact on the game. I mean, he seems to be the quarterback's first option and his safety valve. You know, that's a tremendous position to be in. Another first down right there. I'm tremendously impressed, bro. 5 catches, 55 yards, and it's only this first half. Oh, bruh. Now that's bad right there. I wouldn't necessarily put that on A2 or the quarterback. I'll just say the defender made a hell of a play, bro. They was right outside the red zone too. Bro, back-to-back interceptions. Oh, yeah, it might be over with. Now, I know that play right there just stripped all momentum from the ULM offense, bro. That's horrible. And it's right before the second half too. Let's see if they can put some points on the board. Good blocking up front. Get a quarterback time. 33 seconds left. Let's see what they could do. A2 got a slant route. Okay, way to pick up the first down. 21 seconds left in this first half. A2 got the go route. Let's see if he can make a play. He beat his defender. Oh, come on, bro. If it hits your hands, you got to catch it. Jumping ahead to the fourth quarter. It's not looking too good, man. ULM still has only 3 points for the entire game. Texas with 24, bro. It might be a little bit too little too late. Now, the thing that surprised me is ULM has been able to move the ball against his Texas defense pretty easily, but several costly mistakes have put them in a bad position. Now, they were able to score right here, but unfortunately, it'll be too little too late as they would suffer their first loss of the season. Week 4 of the season, ULM will be on the road taking on Troy in a rain game. Now, if you ask me, this is probably the most important game of the season. And the reason I say that is because they're coming off a loss. If you know anything about sports, man, losses can make or break a team. So I'm pretty excited to see how they're going to respond. I mean, A2 told me that the team was still in a pretty good headspace, so let's see how they play. With only 19 seconds left in the first quarter, General Booty drops back in the pocket and finds the wide open receiver up the sideline for 6, giving ULM the first lead of the day. The defense was able to make a huge goal line stop and put the ball right back into the hands of the offense. Now, they had the full length of the field to go, but if they were able to get a score before halftime, that would be clutch. Now, I don't know what's going on with A2. He's had a few mental errors. Of course, y'all just seen the drop, and then he got the clipping penalty right here. Definitely not helping his team. With just over 40 seconds left to go, everybody had go routes, and there he goes again. General Booty strikes again, finding his receiver up that same sideline as he did in the first quarter for another touchdown, bruh. As I've been telling y'all, bruh, I'm extremely impressed with the quarterback. Now, jumping ahead to the third quarter, my son Anthony would finally have a positive impact on the game, picking up the huge first down. But the game is still far from over. I mean, it's 14 even. Troy scored 2 touchdowns of their own, so somebody got to break away and take the lead. Now, it looks like, of course, everybody got go routes. Anthony beat his defender, got to get past the safety. Come on, son. If it hit your hands, as I've been saying, bro, you got to catch it. But let's see if he's able to make up for that play. Coming across the middle, wide open. Okay, I thought he was going to take that in. Good play. Way to make up for it. Let's see if you can find the end zone, son. Find the end zone for me. Wide open. Hey, players make plays, man. Way to find the end zone. That touchdown and the field goal would actually secure the win for ULM, as they were able to beat a very tough Troy team on the road. Hey man, week number 5, ULM back at the crib, but hey, y'all gotta peep these uniforms. I ain't gonna lie, bro, I think these uniforms might be top 10 in all of college football. I ain't seen nothing like it, but anyways, like I said, ULM back at the crib taking on 2-2 James Madison. Let's see how my son do. Now this week is extremely important for A2 personally, because he's coming off a game where he had a few mental errors, a few drop passes, unnecessary penalties. So I'm hoping he comes out and plays with a chip on his shoulder this week, because you definitely don't want to establish the reputation as a tight end that can't catch the ball. Yeah, that's definitely not a good look. Down by 3 right before halftime, they definitely need to get in position to score. Just over a minute left, Anthony on the go route. Okay, sure hands, way to come down with the pass, and that play actually put them in position to score, which they did, taking a 4-point lead going into the second half. The ULM defense was able to get the stop, giving the ball back to the offense midway through the third quarter with an 8-point lead. A score right here could go ahead and seal the game, and it looks like that's exactly what happened. My boy A2 got past the defense, bruh, and took it in for 6, man. I don't know, bruh. It just gives me like a different type of joy watching my son out there as opposed to me being out there, bruh. But anyways, ULM was able to pull off the victory at home 21-6 over JMU, improving their record to 5-1 on the season. Next on the schedule is an in-conference opponent, Southern Mississippi. Now, ULM definitely can't afford to take these guys lightly, even though they're not having the best season, sitting at 2-3. But I know that the ULM offense is actually coming out oh my God, bro, that is the worst thing that could have possibly happened. On your first drive, you throw an interception, but not just any interception, a pick 6. Southern Mississippi actually jumped out to a 14-0 lead. A2 in this ULM offense definitely needs to score, and they need to score quick, bruh. 2nd and 9 at the 46-yard line. It looks like A2 got the go route, and that has actually become his bread and butter, bruh. I thought he was finna score right there, but he was able to move us right inside the red zone, and bruh, another interception. The Booty General threw another interception, man. Back-to-back interceptions coming out in the game, bruh. That's a horrible way to start. Now we got a minute, what is that, like 2 minutes left? Yeah, we got about 2 minutes left to find the end zone. Let's see. Okay, finally, like I told y'all earlier in this episode, man, A2 is actually the safety valve. He's the first option and the safety valve. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, okay. I'm sitting here yapping, and my boy General Booty actually threw a dime to the end zone. Coming out in the third quarter, down by 10 points. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done, but I'm pretty confident this ULM high-powered offense can make it happen. Now, the one thing I wish they would do was run the ball a little bit more. Yeah, they definitely are lacking a balanced offense, and you notice that damn near every single possession, the defense is dropped back in zone because they know they're not going to run the ball. But anyways, here we are on 4th and goal. We need a touchdown, dropping back in the pocket, and incomplete, man. That is a huge missed opportunity for this ULM offense. All right, man, here we go. They ain't gonna keep giving y'all chances to score. Y'all need to find the end zone. Y'all done threw interceptions. Y'all done got inside the red zone, went 4 and out. Like, come on, bro. We need to put something up top. Okay, let me see what we got. A2 wide open. Can he do it? Can he do? Oh, okay. Yes, sir. Mr. Clutch, man. Call my son Mr. Clutch from now on, man. Like I keep telling y'all, he is that safety valve. He's that safety valve, man. It's undeniable at this point. Hey, man, listen up, bruh. It's still a lot of game left, but it's looking good. Listen to me, man. Y'all not listening. It's still a lot of game left, my boy, but it's looking good. ULM is in the perfect spot to do something that I didn't think was going to be possible. After all the mishaps and all the mess ups, they might actually come back and win, bro. We right outside the red zone. No, we're inside the red zone. Okay, yeah, let's go. We got the slants. A2 got the flat right across the middle. Okay. Can he? I thought he scored. One more. Let's get in there. Good blocking. Okay, touchdown, bro. It's over with, man. But not too fast. Way too much time was left on the clock. And Southern Mississippi actually came back down and scored, handing ULM their second loss on the season. All right, so A2 and his ULM team is on the road taking on South Alabama. Now, this is yet another conference opponent. That means they're in the same conference, which means this game is very important. You can't afford to lose more than one game in your conference. I mean, you can, but the chances of you winning the conference title are slim to none. And you throwing an interception on your first drive is definitely not going to help either. Like, this is pretty much the same exact... This is literally the same exact way last game started. 2 interceptions on both opening drives. Bruh, they start off in the hole again, 21-0, and it's only the first quarter. This already isn't looking good, man. So it looks like they going all out. Like, they see that they're in a hole and they see that something needs to give. And just like I always say, man, my son is a safety valve. Whenever you in trouble, look his way. Hey, man, that's like a 75-yard touchdown from A2. Hopefully that gives them the momentum they need to turn things around. Now, if you watched A2 play in high school, you know that he always had that athleticism and that crazy breakaway speed, but he just kind of lacked the skills, if you will, to play wide receiver. So I got to give him credit, man. Transitioning to tight end was honestly a genius move. I definitely didn't know how his skills would translate to this new position, but so far so good. Like, he's literally keeping his team in the game at this point. I mean, look, bruh, there it is right there. A huge play over the top of the defense. If it wasn't for Anthony Jr., bro, this would be a blowout. Hopefully he can find the end zone once more before, right on target, man. Unfortunately, that touchdown was too little too late, man. They would actually go ahead and suffer another loss, 52-28 on the road versus South Alabama. That's the second conference loss, man. It's not looking good at all. Man, bro, here we are, week 10 of the season, and the team is sitting at 4-3. 3 losses, 4 wins, bro. Like I said before, it's not looking good, and honestly, before this game, I had to have a pretty tough conversation with A2. I was just real with him, and I told him, like, bro, all that team first and being the go-to guy, all of that stuff is cool, bro, but it's time to really start being selfish and start worrying about your future. I mean, yeah, he could still play within the offense and be that safety valve. He could be a team player, all of that good stuff, but, bro, it's time to stuff the stat sheet. It's time to start focusing on our future and what our next move is going to be next season. Are we going to stay another year here at ULM with Officer Booty, or we going to test out the transfer portal? So here we are, yet again, fourth quarter on the road, down big. I don't know what else to say, bruh. Things definitely aren't working out, but it looks like A2 is not ready to pack it in, bruh. I thought he was finna score, man. A little bit more endurance, he probably would have took that to the house. Right outside the goal line, let's see what they do. A2, okay, great second effort, bruh. Great second effort, man. He's doing his thing. Now, that touchdown actually dropped the lead down to only 5 points. So if they could put together a drive here, they might pick up a victory. All right, let's see what they can do. They've been able to move the ball pretty well so far, but there's still like half of the field to go. Okay, that'll definitely help moving us across the 50. All right, let me see. Get us into the red zone. There you go. Good catch, A2. All right, here we go. Right outside the goal line. Find the ball. Find the ball, A2. Let me see. Oh, yes, sir. Wide open across the middle, giving us the 1 point. Wait, no, we need a field goal. Wait, no, yeah, I'm tripping. They won. That gave us the 1 point lead. Look, they thought they lost. They so used to losing, they thought they lost for a second, man. But look, bro, ULM was able to go ahead and pick up their 5th win on the road. All right, so look, I'm finna let y'all in on a little bit of insider information. I know I shouldn't be doing this, but we supposed to be family, and y'all been rocking with me since my first series, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, the game y'all watching right now is actually gonna be A2's last game of this season. Now, I know you probably wondering what's going on, but let's just say he's gonna go down with a season-ending injury. Now, I know that may not make sense when you first hear it, but you gotta look at the landscape. Like, bro is having a hell of a season. He's leading the entire nation in receiving yards and receptions, but his team is horrible. So what is he really playing for? To go out there and risk injury? No, that's not smart. It was a tough conversation, but credit to my son, he saw the bigger picture and he took my advice. So we just gonna go ahead and shut things down the next season. Now, you'll probably notice that A2 didn't play in the team's last game versus Texas State. And if you look at the record, They lost. Well, that was a part of the plan. I mean, who cares if you have a huge game versus Texas State? I knew it would be a lot more eyes on this game versus Auburn, especially considering they're number 14th in the nation. And it's a televised game, bro. So I had A2 sit out versus Texas State, and I told him to go out here this week and put on a show. Now, I know a lot of y'all probably won't agree with my decision, but it's my job as a father to protect my son. Besides, it's only a few games left in the season, and who knows if this team will even make a bowl game. A2 dedicated itself to this ULM football team all year. Now it's time to wrap things up and focus on our next move.
I decided to go home for summer break. Man, it felt so good being back in Cali. My mom picked me up from the airport and took me straight to In-N-Out Burger. That's my favorite food spot, and they don't have that one yet in Louisiana, so it was mandatory that be the first stop.
Baby, I am so happy you're back home. I have so much stuff planned for us to do while you're here.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back. I missed you, my bed. Man, the one they had me sleeping on at school was ass. But where's Pops? Why he ain't come?
Well, you know you two haven't been speaking as much lately, so he probably just wanted to give you some space. Look, I don't know what you two got going on, but while you're here for the summer, I want you two to work towards fixing it, okay?
A2 deciding to come home for the summer actually meant a lot to me. I don't know, I figured he was probably just gonna stay on campus or something like that, but I promised myself I wasn't gonna be overbearing. Nah, if he wanted to hang out, then he let me know, and if not, then so be it. When he got to the house, we instantly clicked and started bonding just like old times. I could tell he matured a lot while he was away at school. Yeah, he wasn't a kid anymore, and we could actually have grown adult conversations.
So Pops, be honest with me. What school do you think I should go to next? I mean, ULM is dope, but being honest, I think I outgrew them. Not being cocky or anything like that, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I mean, I get you. Look, son, I think you just really got to prioritize what's most important to you. Is it the NIL money, or is it the chance to play for a national championship? Once you figure that out, making your decision will be a lot easier.
Okay, I got you. But while I'm here, you think you and Mom can help me, weigh out all my options?
A week and a few days after A2 got home from school, he made his official announcement that he'll be entering the transfer portal going into his junior season. His mom and I both helped with his decision, and I honestly think he made the right choice. Next, it was time for him to decide what school to transfer to, and that was a whole task within itself. I mean, there's so many things you got to take into account. You got NIL money to worry about, playing time, proximity to home, weather, uniforms, coaching staff. Like, bro, it's a lot. So we actually set up a strategy table and spent like a whole week narrowing down a list to the top 3 schools. Texas, Illinois, and Georgia were A2's top schools. Once he decided on that, it was time to start scheduling campus visits. I thought it'd be a good idea if he took a different person with him to each visit. That way he got a different perspective each time. Well, I went with him to visit Illinois. It's a super dope campus, the uniforms are cool, and I think it would be a great fit for him. Mari went with him to visit Georgia, and from the sounds of things, they had more fun shopping and sightseeing than they actually did on campus. Finally, Texas University. My mom and my brother Reggie went with A2 on that visit, and he came back with his mind made up. I mean, it was no more conversation, like Texas was the place for him. I still don't know what happened on this trip to Austin, but yeah, that's where he decided to commit. Now, when A2 first got to Texas, he was listed as the 3rd string tight end on the roster, but that wasn't a surprise. When he committed to Texas, he knew he wasn't going to be starting, which honestly didn't make much sense to me. I mean, why would you leave a school where you're a star to go to a school where you won't even see the field? But I don't know, man. Anyways, I was hoping during camp he would move up the roster, but that didn't happen. He told me he was only getting like 2 or 3 reps each practice. The rest of the time they had him on a scout team or back blocking on kickoff returns. I could tell the depression was starting to set in on him, and of course he was regretting his decision. So I just kept telling him to stay patient and eventually his time would come. And well, that's exactly what happened. The starting tight end ended up getting injured in the 2nd game of the season, and it's been pretty much downhill from there. The offense is lacking productivity, and the team is sitting at 2-3 on the season. Well, now A2 will finally get his first start. Hey man, I'm excited as hell. We are out here for the first game of my young life's junior year. Now he's finally on that big stage, man, so I'm anxious to see what he's gonna do. As you can see, they're on the road taking on number 9 ranked Mississippi State. So hopefully he can have a hell of a performance. He went ahead and picked up his first reception. Let me see what you're gonna do with it, son. Okay, you gotta hold on to those. Now that was kind of a hospital ball, but it's all good. Let me see. Okay, way to make up for it. You gotta stay on your feet though. Stay on your feet. They moving the ball up the field pretty easy. Let me see. It looks like blocking the back. Illegal blocking the back. Come on, man. Those are those mental errors, but it's all good, though. I know his nerves is probably high as hell right now. Coming across the middle. Okay. I thought he was finna score, but it looks like that actually put the Texas Longhorns in position to score. So bro, come on, man. Come on, Manny. Archie Manny, bro. We can't start with these interceptions, man. So the Bulldogs were able to score due to that interception, but Texas actually got the ball right back with about 41 seconds left on the clock. Big play by A2, man. Hopefully they can move the ball down the field really quick and get another score before the second half. Come on, bro. I don't know what Archie Manny is doing right now. He threw it directly to the defender. Man, come on, bro. That's 3 interceptions in a matter of 2 minutes. Buddy out here playing with his eyes closed. All right, so despite the interceptions, the Longhorns are still in the game. We just need them to secure the ball. No more Bro, come on, my G. I don't know what's going on. At some point, I know you got the legendary last name, but at some point, you got to get off the field, my boy. All these damn interceptions, man. But hey, the Texas defense was able to kind of contain the Bulldogs and only hold them to 3 points despite that great field position coming off the interception. So starting the fourth quarter, Texas is only down by 5 points. So they're still in pretty good shape. We just need to score on this drive, and it looks like that may happen. And he scored. Shout out to Jonte Cook, bruh. Jonte Cook the second coming up clutch. And I got to give some credit to that boy Archie Manny. He's been having a terrible game, but players make plays. All right, so look, Mississippi State went down and scored, but we ain't tripping because they only up by 2 points. Now, Texas has great field position thanks to A2 coming down with a huge reception, and they have 2.5 minutes left on the clock, bro. So if they can manage this right, they can get out of here with the W. Let me see, 3rd and 10. This is a huge play. We need to capitalize right here. 3rd and 10. Oh, a huge sack on Archie Manny. And that sack actually ended up being the deciding factor on the game. On 4th down, Texas wasn't able to capitalize, and they went on to lose a tough game on the road to Mississippi State, only by 2 points. New week, new team, bruh. Texas on the road taking on number 16, Oklahoma. Now they at the Cotton Bowl, bruh. It's a lot on the line. Yeah, man, them bragging rights is on the line, and I'm ready to see my son shine. Now, Oklahoma is 3-1 right now. Texas is sitting at 2-4, so not too far apart, man. But hey, this game right here can change the whole trajectory of our season. Let me see what we gonna do. Okay, A2 coming out early. That's the second reception. Picking up the block. Let me see if we can move the ball up the field, man. We don't need no interceptions. Here we are on 4th and 2. Can we convert? Okay, easy money. Oh, come on, bro. You got to hold on to that, man. Jumping ahead to the third quarter, as you can see, bro, things got a little bit out of hand as Oklahoma has jumped out to a huge 21-0 lead. Now, of course, there still is a lot of time left in the game, but we need some plays, bro. Okay, come on, bro. That wasn't the best pass, but I mean, I don't even know what to say at this point. You threw in the double coverage. I think A2 called for the ball, but still. Here we go, man. Fourth quarter, 1.5 minutes left, down 24-0. A2 isn't having the best game. Texas as a whole is having a horrible game. I mean, it looks like it might be over with. Yet again, another interception. Honestly, I think at this point, we might have to have a change up at the quarterback because this is getting out of hand, man. And of course, Oklahoma went on to win the rivalry. Now, this is just disrespectful right here. Buddy got the hat on. Yeah, I don't like that at all, man. So we back with another one, man. Texas is sitting at 2-5 this week. You're on the road in hostile territory, taking on the 3-2 Florida Gators in the swamp. Now, hey, hold on, bro. I was finna go ahead and get into my spiel about how we need a quarterback change and all of this good stuff, but bruh, I don't know, man. Now, Florida was able to come back with a score of their own, but look at my boy Archie Manny dropping bombs, my baby. Now, listen, I know it's early, bruh. I know it's early, so I'm not going to get carried away, but I'm really liking the start to this game. My boy A2 gets into the end zone. The end zone. Hey, man, I'm on 10 right now. That is my son's first official touchdown here at Texas University, bro. I'm liking what I'm seeing. So here we are at the start of the second quarter, 14-all. Now, I know it's still early, bro, but I'm actually on 10, bro, because the team... Bruh, I was just about to say the team was looking good and things were starting to turn around, but a pick six shut all that down. Now, here we go. Midway through the second quarter, down by a touchdown. A2 coming across the middle. Okay, way to reel that in, son. I like it. Good blocking right there. Way to clear up a hole. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. Here we go, 1st and 10. Let me see if you can get behind the defense. Okay, there it is. Good catch, baby. Good catch through the contact. 4th and 7. We need a big conversion. Way to reel it in a drop, bro. Those are the ones that you keep dropping on 4th down. What is going on? So Texas is trailing by 14 points here in the third quarter, down by 2 touchdowns. Like I said, they've been moving the ball pretty good all game, but we need to capitalize. Let me see what we got. Hit on me right there. Bruh. Another interception. Another interception threw in the double coverage, and A2 did not call for it that time. So here we are again, man. This is actually becoming all too familiar. Started the fourth quarter. Actually solid ball by Archie Manning, but I honestly think this might be a case of too little too late. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I mean, he's throwing bombs. It's looking lovely, but like I said, bruh, unfortunately it's too little too late, as the Longhorns would lose to the Gators on the road 38-27. The last game of this long stretch on the road, Texas would be in Kentucky taking on the 4-2 Wildcats. Now, they're actually having a pretty solid season, but unfortunately I can't say the same for the Longhorns, as they're sitting at a horrible 2-6. Now, before this game, me and A2 actually did chop it up, and he's actually wanting to contribute to the offense a little bit more. So I told him, hey, you got to call for the ball more, but when they throw it to you, you got to catch it. It's simple. And as you see, he took my advice and called for the ball, and he caught it with the toe tapping touchdown. Now, that's what I'm talking about, son. Way to go ahead and kick things off early with the first score of the game. Credit to the Longhorn defense, they were actually able to force the Wildcats to a 3-and-out. So here we are in our second series. Now, I'm not going to get too excited, but I am liking what I'm seeing. It seems like every time I get on 10, something happens. So let's just stay chill, bruh. A2's having an incredible impact so far. Let me see, he got the out route. This is actually the same route that he had when he scored the touchdown, calling for it and the interception. Now, that one is not on Archie. You got to give credit to the defender, man. That was a hell of a play. Back on the field after the interception, now the Wildcats were able to score. 44 seconds left in the first half and another interception. I don't know what the hell A2 was doing right there. I don't know what his route was. Like, bro, jumping ahead to the third quarter, the Wildcats actually have a 3-point lead, so it's still anybody's game. It hasn't gotten too far out of hand, but we definitely need to put some points up on the board. A2 has the curl route here on 3rd and 10. He was able to pick up, what's that, 7-6? Able to pick up 6 yards, but they went for it on 4th, which moved them right inside the red zone. Come on, man. We need a huge play. We need a huge play, and we got a sack. Jumping ahead, 1 minute left in the fourth quarter, down by a touchdown, almost a full length of the field to go. A2 on the post route, and another interception. I really don't have too much to say at this point. The Longhorns suffered another loss on the season. So after 4 straight games on the road, the Texas Longhorns are finally back at home, taking on their rivals, the Arkansas Razorbacks. Now, this is a rivalry game, like I said, bro, so they can't afford to slack off. But there is one thing that I want you guys to notice, man. Archie Manning is no longer the quarterback. Yeah, man, they had to put him on the bench now. Freshman quarterback Trey Owens is leading the offense, so I'm excited to see how everything goes. Now, I've been talking to A2 and he said the chemistry is pretty cool, so we gonna see. Okay, son, way to fight for the extra yards. Jumping ahead to the beginning of the second quarter, we need to find the end zone. Okay, A2, can you get in there for us? Can you do it? Okay, that's what I like to see, son. Way to get your first touchdown of the game. Let's keep it moving. Midway through the second quarter, Texas got the 7-point lead, man. Now, A2 is on fire. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Okay, there he is again. All you got to do is sit down right there in the middle. He gonna find you every time. We got the crossing route. 3rd and 3, right inside the red zone. A2 again, another reception, man. He's having a hell of a day, bro. This is crazy. He's having a hell of a day, man. This might be the answer. Again, another touchdown, his second touchdown of the game, man. Now, the Razorbacks were able to go down and score a touchdown of their own. Like I told y'all before, bro, this is a rivalry game, so it's probably going to be a shootout. About 5 seconds left in this first half. A2 is wide open. Now, you got to score, son. You got to score, son. Can you do it? Can you do? Oh, my God, bruh. He's having a hell of a day. I'm totally impressed. Oh, and then he hit the Heisman. Bro, A2 is showing out, man. A2 is showing out. Like, this is probably the best game he's had since. Like, even in high school, I ain't never seen him play this well. And quite honestly, this is the best that the Longhorns have looked all season. I honestly think this quarterback change might have been the answer, and it looks like he scored again, my G. The Longhorns were able to pull off the win at home in a rivalry game over the Razorbacks 42-14, giving them a much-needed victory. After this game, A2 was awarded the National Player of the Week, which is huge because He's a tight end. I mean, how often do you see a tight end get that award? He finished the game with 12 receptions for 207 yards and 4 touchdowns. All right, so as y'all know, in order for a team to be bowl eligible, they got to win at least 6 games. Well, there's only 2 games left in the season, so y'all know what that means. Yeah, Texas will not be playing in a bowl game this year, so I talked to A2 and we were on the same page. Yeah, it's time to become a stat sheet stuffer. I told my son to try to get as many receptions, broken tackles, touchdowns. It don't matter what the stat is, he just needs to get it recorded. So that's how he's approaching this game, and if the team happens to win, then so be it. Coming off that big win versus Arkansas last week, the offense was pretty impressive, so I'm hoping they can have a repeat performance here this week versus Vanderbilt. Now, so far they've been able to move the ball pretty well, but they definitely did not need that huge sack on 3rd down. All right, here we go, bro. It's the second half and we still haven't scored. A2 in this offense needs another interception, bro. I really don't even know what to say at this point, but the game is still within reach. Even with that interception, the Vanderbilt is only up by 6 points, so A2 wide open. Come on, bro. That's back-to-back interception. You got to put the ball out in front of him. He might even take it back to the house. Yeah, it's not looking good, y'all. So at this point, I'll be honest, I'm completely lost for words. I mean, they're not really playing for anything other than pride, so I don't know what. Another interception, bruh. Another interception. That's 3 interceptions in a row. And of course, Texas lost yet another game. 22-8 at home is embarrassing, bruh. Embarrassing. So we finally made it, man. The last game of the season, Texas Longhorns at home versus Texas A&M. Now, Texas A&M ain't having a good season. So if they not having a good season at 6-5, what would you call Texas at 3-8? But yeah, man, I just tried to tell A2, man, just be selfish. Get yours. Don't worry about the win and go out there and stay safe. So that's his approach, and I can't even blame him. I mean, I can't even begin to imagine a mindset of these players. I'm not even playing, and I'm getting fresh. Another interception. I'm done even saying the word interception, bro. This is a huge pick 6 that this man is about to take to the house. This offense has been horrible all season. Now, I've always been a believer of the saying, be at where your feet at. That basically just means wherever you're at right now, that's where your focus should be. Don't worry about the past and don't be thinking about the future. But to be honest with you, I think it's about time we start thinking about the future, because I definitely do not see my son playing on this Texas team next year. And he's actually had a hell of a season, and he didn't even play every game. Like, it's really looking like he's going to be a first team All-American at this point. So we really got to start thinking about, you know, what his next move is going to be. I mean, he got one more year before he's out. Another interception, but I actually think this one is coming back. It looks like it was a pass interference. Let's see what they're going to call, bro. Okay, yeah, definitely pass interference on the defense. That should actually get a Longhorn some good field position, so hopefully they can find their way into the end. It's getting comical at this point, bro. All right, so back to what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by another interception, bro. Like, literally at this point, bro, it's got to be a glitch in the Matrix. I have never seen this many interceptions in one season. Like, it has to be some sort of record that the Longhorns offense has broken. But like I was saying, man, we got to figure out what the next move is going to be for A2. I mean, this is his junior year. And like I said, this was his breakout year. If we being honest, like, he's definitely going to be a first team All-American. And now he's eligible for the league. So should we start looking towards the league, or should we just stay maybe one more year for him to really perfect his craft and, you know, upgrade his skill points, you know, all of that good stuff, man? Y'all let me know down in the comment section below. Let's see if he's able to. Okay, good job, son. That's one plus. At least he was able to find the end zone at least one more time before the end of his year. The last game of the season, he was able to find the end zone. But of course, his team actually lost at home 35-17, putting an end to what was really an embarrassing, horrible season. A2's junior year at Texas wasn't what any of us expected. I mean, we saw a team with all the potential in the world completely fall apart, but there was one bright spot, and that was A2's play. See, going into the season, I'll be honest, I was a bit apprehensive about his decision to even go to Texas, but what he showed on the field made it clear that he was more than capable of playing on that level. A2 was able to finish the season leading his team in reception and receiving yards, all from the tight end position. But what makes that even more impressive is he missed the first 2 games of the season because he was on the practice squad. Now, even though the team didn't live up to the preseason expectations, A2 had made a name for himself, and that meant that he could commit to pretty much any school in the nation and get immediate playing time. But I found out quick that he had another plan in mind.
What do you think about me going to the league? I mean, not even going back to school for my senior year and just entering my name in the draft.
Now, as you can probably see by the look on my face, I was completely caught off guard by his question. My first instinct was to immediately shoot down his idea and then explain to him why he needed to go back to school. But instead, I went with my second instinct, and that was to try to get a little bit better understanding. I mean, yeah, son, that's definitely an option, but what's got you considering taking that route?
I'm at the top of my game right now, Pops. I just had 2 back-to-back breakout seasons. I mean, why not? What's the point of me even going back to school? Like, what am I learning? You know? What am I developing? Besides, it's not like I can't always go back to get my degree.
I definitely didn't agree with my son's idea, and eventually I told him that. I let him know how beneficial one more year of college football can be and how important it was to stay patient. But before I knew it, we were in Texas at his pro day. Scouts from just about all 32 teams came out to A2's pro day. I mean, they weren't there just to see him. Of course, they had their eyes on a few other guys, but listen, he did his thing. He caught every ball that they threw his way. His footwork was on point. He ran the 40-yard dash and had a pretty good time. I mean, honestly, everything went well. After the event was over, I talked to a few of the scouts and they said they liked what they seen. Now, the only critique they had was his size. They felt like he was a little bit too skinny for the next level. So from A2's pro day to the night of the draft, he spent all his free time doing 2 things: eating food and lifting weights. We brought in a certified nutritionist and a chef and a personal trainer. They all worked together in crafting a perfect plan to totally transform his body. I mean, they had him eating 4 and 5 times a day, all different types of food and protein shakes. I think by the time it was all said and done, he had put on like 9 or 10 pounds of muscle, which is extremely impressive in such a short amount of time. The first few nights of the draft came and went, and A2 didn't get his name called. But finally, in the 7th round with the 256th pick, the Denver Broncos officially made my son's dreams come true and drafted him into the NFL. When you go into a training camp drafted that low, there's very little room for error. Every route has to be ran correctly and every pass has to be caught. I knew A2 was a bit discouraged throughout training camp, but I just kept reminding him about one of the GOAT tight ends, the man himself, Shannon Sharp. He was actually drafted in the 7th round as well, and he went on to have a Hall of Fame career. So I just let A2 know that if he just put his head down and work, he could have some of that same success. All right, so we are finally here, man. We getting ready for the season kickoff. Looks like the Broncos are going to be on the road taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I'm extremely excited to see what this new look Broncos team is going to do, man. They got Bo Nix at quarterback, and of course, my young boy A2 is starting. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. All right, so this Bronco defense was able to force a 3 and out. So let's see what this offense can do. I don't know why, bro. I'm so nervous watching A2 out there. It's like I'd be more nervous watching him than I was myself playing, but he was able to get his first catch early on. Let's see what else he can do on this drive, man. They moving the ball pretty easily. Okay, way to pick up the first down. Okay, jumping ahead to the second quarter. Let me see what they're going to do with it. A2 coming across the middle. Good hands. Good soft hands. Okay, 3rd and 16, though. Can they capitalize? Looks like they're running the screen. They're going to come up short, man. 3 and out. In my opinion, on that last drive, 3rd and 16, you run a screen. I don't know, bro. That's kind of sketchy, but it is what it is, man. The defense was able to pick up a stop. Now we got 2 minutes left before halftime. Let's see if they can put something on the board. We need this 3rd down. Come on, A2. It hit you right in the hands, man. So as y'all can see, the Seahawks offense came alive and they were able to jump out to an 11-point lead. But that's how it is in the NFL, man. Those small adjustments happen on the fly, and you probably don't think much of it, but one small adjustment can be the difference between a complete shutout and a total blowout. But anyways, the Broncos are right outside the goal line. Bo Nix is able to find Cortland Sutton over the middle, giving them their first touchdown of the game, man. Let's see if this will actually turn the tides. Well, I hate to say it, man, but obviously no tides were turned. The Seahawks offense definitely came alive in that second half, like I said before, and it looks like they're going to pull off a season opener victory at home. Unfortunately, the Broncos will fall to 0-1 on the season. Now, of course, it's still early, no big deal. A2's actually still making a few plays, but unfortunately, as you can see, too little, too late. Week 2 of the season, Mile High Stadium in Denver, Colorado, the Broncos will be taking on the 1-0 Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, this game is going to be very important for a few different people because if you remember correctly, Russell Wilson was on this team last year and they did him kind of dirty. So I know now that he's with the Pittsburgh Steelers, he's going to be coming out looking to make a point. So, hey, the Broncos, they're going to have to do their thing, but let's get into it. So the Pittsburgh offense has had possession of the ball the entire first quarter. With only like 10 seconds left, the Broncos finally got the ball, and A2 might actually score. On the second play, their second offensive possession, A2 went for 66 yards, bruh. Hey, man, they off to a hot start. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Jumping ahead to the second quarter, man, they got excellent field position thanks, to my son A2, but they got to capitalize and find their way into that end zone. Here we go, 3rd and 11. I don't know what bro doing. Bo Nix in trouble, had to get rid of it. Hopefully they can walk away with the field goal at least. They can't end this drive empty-handed. So as you can see, they definitely ended the drive empty-handed, finished it off with a missed field goal. And not only that, but the Broncos defense gave up a touchdown. So they're down 14-0, but there's a minute and a half left in this first half. So hopefully they could put something up on the board. Like I said before, A2 making another big play, man. He's definitely been a key factor in this offense so far, but we need a little bit more production. Looks like he got the flat route, 5 seconds left. I don't know what play they would be calling with 5 seconds left. Why are you running slants? Damn, bro. Ending off the first half with the interception is all bad. 21-0 kicking off the third quarter. Well, not even kicking off the third quarter. The Pittsburgh Steelers already scored, but hey, that's a huge completion right there, moving them all the way down the field. Let's see if they could capitalize off that. Okay, let me see what we got, man. A2 coming off the line, wide open over the middle. Good catch. Way to hold on to it through traffic. Now they moving the ball up the field again. Let me see. We need a big first down right here. A2, good jump ball. Way to high point that thing, man. Let's see if we can get into the end zone. 7 catches for 101 today. Not bad, man. I think you can kind of consider this maybe a breakout game, but here we are. 4th and goal. A2 will score his first touchdown of his career, man. I love to see it, bruh. But it was too little too late. 21-7. The Steelers will go ahead and hand the Broncos their second loss on the season. Week 3, the Broncos are sitting at 0-2. But I don't know, bruh. I got a feeling. I got a small, slight feeling that maybe this game is where the Broncos start to turn things around. Now, as you can see, they're on the road taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are sitting at 1-1. Of course, it's still early, so no team has a true identity yet. So I'm excited to see what this team is going to do while they're facing adversity. Now, as you can see, they were able to strike first in this game, so hopefully that's a sign of good things to come. Now, the special teams put the Broncos offense in excellent field position right outside the goal line, and A2 will score his second touchdown of the season, man. Hey, special teams are very important. They can actually make or break a season. They can win or lose a game. All right, so look, the Broncos have the perfect opportunity to go ahead and steal all the momentum because oh my goodness, bro. A2 lowering the shoulder just like his pops used to. Get up, man. You ain't hurt. Come on, bro. You got to play aggressive, especially playing as a tight end, man. You got to let them know that it can get ugly or even deadly at any point. But here we go, man. Right before this 2-minute warning, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't seen him do nothing like that since the JUCO level. You lower the shoulder and run somebody over? I love to see it, getting behind the defense. Hey, man, perfect, bro. Like I said, they had the perfect opportunity to go ahead and snatch away all the momentum. And A2 was able to get behind the defense and do just that with another touchdown, his second touchdown of the game. I told y'all coming into this one, I thought this would be the one. Yeah, I thought this would be the game where everybody started to gel together. And honestly, that's what it's looking like. Hold on. Oh my God, bro. Is he going to score? Does he have the breakaway speed? A2 taking it to the he got hawked down, bro. He got hawked down, but that was definitely beautiful. Way to turn something into nothing and put the Bronco defense in a perfect position to score. 7 seconds left in this third quarter. What's he gonna do with it? Bo Nix scrambling into the end zone, and that will do it. The Broncos are actually able to pick up their first win of the season, beating the Buccaneers 31-28 on the road. Week 4 of the season, the Broncos are coming off a very impressive win on the road, but they're back on the road taking on the New York Jets. And don't tell me the first play of the game, bro, Bo Nix will connect with Troy Franklin for like 60 yards. I love to see it, man. Beautiful. So far, we're only a few games into the season, but I mean, it seems like A2 is adjusting pretty well. Now, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily impressed with his gameplay, but I mean, he's doing his thing and he's holding his own. Eventually, of course, I would like to see him have a much bigger role in the offense, sort of like how he was at Texas and ULM. But like I said, bro, he's still getting adjusted, so I'm gonna give him some time, man. We still got a long season ahead of us. Anyways, here we are, 1st and 10. Hey, Bo Nix is doing his thing, moving him right into the red zone. All right, let me see what they're gonna do. 3rd and goal. We need a big play. A2 wide open for the tutty. I love to see it, man. Good catch, son. Now, as we all know, football is a game of runs, sort of like basketball, but in football, it's all about the momentum. Once the momentum starts to shift, it's kind of hard to stop it. And honestly, it looks like it's kind of starting to favor the New York Jets as they were able to score a touchdown, get a stop, and a field goal. Now, the one thing we haven't seen all season from the Broncos, although it is early, is the run game. I think if they can establish a decent run game, they have this is exactly what the Broncos did not need, a pick six from Bo Nix. That's definitely going to change the whole dynamic of this fourth quarter. All right, so here we are, bro. Fourth quarter, it's time for them players to make plays. Now, all we really need is a field goal, but there is still quite a bit of time left on the clock. So let's see if we can move the ball up the field. Looks like A2 got the out route or the corner route. Okay, way to adjust. I like it. Okay, 1st and 10, let me see. Jumping ahead to 3rd and 6. Now, this is a big third down right here. They are inside the field goal range, but there is still a lot of time on the clock, and they take a sack, bro. And unfortunately, they were able to get the field goal, but the Broncos would actually lose another game on the road by 4 points to the New York Jets, man. All right, man, listen. It ain't too much for me to say. I mean, when the team is sitting at 1-3 on the season, it ain't much to say. But what I will say is A2 is doing his thing, man. Last week, he had over 125 yards, 1 touchdown, 13 receptions, leading his team in receptions and yards at the moment, I do believe. So he's having a hell of a season, but that don't really matter. I mean, I guess in the NFL, it kind of does matter because it's more so like your personal stats as opposed to the team stats because you're getting paid, for your performance. But damn, it sucks when your team is losing, bro. But anyways, as you can see, the Broncos are finally back at home after 2 road games, taking on the 1-3 Las Vegas Raiders. Now, I can't talk too much about their record because, of course, the Broncos are 1-3 as well. But I think this Raiders team is probably going to look a lot different next year with the new draft picks. But this year, bro, they ass. Anyways, inside the red zone, 2nd and goal, A2 on the crossing route. He almost finds the end zone. He just comes up a little bit short, but hopefully they could punch it in right here, and they do. Okay, way to go ahead and take the lead, man. That boy Javonte Williams was able to find the end zone. Give him 6, man. So the offense is actually looking pretty good, man. As you can see, they got a 17-0 lead, and it's looking like they may get out of here with a victory. Williams again, bro, breaking off a huge run right up the middle of the defense, giving them the 23-0 lead, bro. Like I said, if they can get that running game going, they'll be unstoppable. And as you can see, they were able to pull off the victory, 31-3 at home, beating the Las Vegas Raiders. So check out this player spotlight, man. They got their eyes on my boy. He actually has over 500 receiving yards, 45 receptions, and 4 touchdowns, and we not even halfway through the season. So like I said, man, my boy is definitely doing his thing, and I hope he becomes an even bigger role in the offense. But as you can see, the Denver Broncos are back at home taking on the 2-2 Chargers. I mean, when have the Chargers ever really been good? No, I'm just playing, man. The Chargers is decent. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this game. Right inside the red zone, of course, Bo Nix knows to look for my boy. He's the go-to target whenever we get into the red zone, but let's see if he's able to capitalize. And he is, man. Yes, sir, giving the Broncos the 3-point lead. That's his first touchdown of the game. All right, here we go, man. The beginning of the third quarter. Let me see what they can do. A2 on the flat route. Good hands. Way to hold on to it through the contact. Now, it looks like he has the crossing route here. Can he make something happen? And he can. Get upfield, son. Okay. So they right inside the red zone. Let me see what they're going to do with it. Okay. Bo Nix standing tall in the pocket, throwing the dart over the middle. Moving them even closer, man. Bo Nix has actually been pretty impressive. I can't lie. A2 picking up the key block on the outside. He's able to walk in completely untouched, man. I love to see it. Amazing teamwork by A2. And as you can see, the Broncos will actually walk away with another victory at home. So the Broncos are back on the road, but this time, as you can see, they're in the Big Easy taking on the New Orleans Saints. Now, if you look at the record, the Saints are kind of struggling to get started this season as well, but hey, man, my boy A2 is definitely doing his thing. As you can see, last game, he almost got 80 yards on 2 touchdowns with only 7 receptions. That's not too bad if you ask me. Huge fumble right there. Damn, man, a huge fumble by that Denver Bronco offense. So that fumble actually put the Broncos in a pretty bad position. Their defense went down and allowed the Saints to score. So now they're actually playing from behind, 7-0. Let me see if they can find the end zone on this drive, though. Looks like A2 got the out route. Now, this is definitely his bread and butter, man. Just about every single time they call that play, he's going to be wide open. So if he's able to break 1 or 2 tackles, he could definitely score. Right inside the red zone. Let me see. Back of the end zone. Come on, bro. You got to make that play, but I got to give it to him. That was amazing defense. Now, jumping ahead to the third quarter, only down by 1 point, so they're definitely still in pretty good position. A2 picks up the 1 yard reception right there. I don't know what the heck bro is thinking, but like I said, man, still in pretty good position to score. 3rd and 4 right here. A2 with another out route and another reception. Like I said, if he's able to break at least 1 tackle, his yards after contact is going to be crazy. 3rd and 7. We need a big first down right here. What's going to happen? That came up just short on 4th and inches, man. So they were able to walk away from that last drive with the field goal, giving them the 2-point lead. Now there's only a minute and a half left and they're right inside the red zone. So all they have to do is hold on and secure the ball. That's it, bruh. So bro, that's what I was just saying, man. This is the worst possible thing that could have happened. That boy Bo Nix threw a pick 6 at the worst possible time, man. All right, so here we are, man, down by 5 points, needing a touchdown with only a minute left in the game. And right here, I got a little bit confused because I noticed A2 was no longer on the field. I went ahead and checked the injury report and didn't see anything, but he never returned to the game, and the Broncos ended up winning. But I was extremely confused as to why he was never put back into the game. I didn't know what was going on, but after the game, I would find out extremely tragic news. So it turns out that A2 actually went down with a pretty horrible injury. As you can see, he's suffering from an abdominal tear, and the team actually went ahead and just basically placed him on IR. And right now there's no expected return, bro. It's not really looking good. This is actually mind blowing to me. Of course, you guys watch my road to glory from start to finish, and you know, this didn't happen. So I really don't know what the next move is going to be for A2, but just keep us in your prayers, man.